Hey everybody, what's up? I see y'all already in the chat. Shout out to Cat Not Williams, she in the building. Jim R is in the building, as well as D Wood. I see y'all. So I'm super excited that y'all are tuning in tonight. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since we didn't had a guest over here on the Taylor Umbridge channel, but I am extremely excited. I was literally fangirling out a little bit about the Fit Lawyer ATL. It's who y'all may know her by on the internet. But she is stopping by today. She coming to talk to us. So without further ado, I'm gonna bring my girl up. I'm not even gonna keep y'all waiting, and we are going to get right into it. Everybody say hey. Hey. I think we got you mute.
Struggle screaming already. On your ATL. How y'all doing?
Would you mind introducing yourself to some of the people who may not know who you are?
Yes. So I'm the Fit Lawyer ATL. I'm a 20-year criminal defense attorney here in Atlanta, Georgia. I practice criminal defense and personal injury at my firm. I've been in private practice now for 10 years, and I started at the Fulton County's Public Defender's Office. And so I do legal commentary on YouTube, talk about the trials, and I got started doing the YSL trial when the lead attorney gave me the TLA effects and put me on the map. So here I am.
Okay, shout out to the lead attorney. Okay, I didn't know that. See, I thought that you had been doing content a little while.
That girl, has it been 90 days? October 28th was my first live. That was the day that Quarmavius Nichols took a plea in the YSL trial, which was the first defendant to take a plea. I met his wife China in the hallway that day, and after Lee blew my followers up to 3,200 in a day, I was like, shoot, I need to go live on my channel with her. So China agreed to come on, and that was the first interview. We had 17K views in a day, and I was monetized in a day.
Wow. Well, congratulations. That is an amazing journey.
Like, this is crazy. Shout out to Here Comes Drum. I see some of my followers in the chat. Like, I love this community. Like, Jason Hodges, everyone is here, there, always showing support. I heard you say Cat Not Williams is in the chat. So it's just an amazing, amazing family. So I'm loving it.
Absolutely. I would have to second that. I was a little scared about the YouTube community because I came from TikTok. I was over there in the TikTok streets doing my thing. And I slowly came over here to YouTube after when we started hearing about the ban, and I kind of migrated over. But the TikTok, the YouTube streets is nice.
It is.
Everybody's really cool over here.
Yeah, I never did really get into TikTok. Like, I have one and I post sometimes, but look, it's too much. Okay, I'm still working. Look, I got Facebook and Instagram. That's about it. And so now YouTube. So here we go.
Okay. All right. Well, let's jump right into it. Just tell us a little bit about just your upbringing and what inspired you to pursue law.
So I'm originally from Birmingham, Alabama. My family moved to Atlanta in 94. So I've been here now for 30 years, 30 and a half years. And I came when I was 14. So I was starting my sophomore year in high school. I always wanted to be an attorney ever since I was 4. That's the only thing I ever said I wanted to do. So I'm living my dream. Like, I really feel like I'm practicing and doing what God put me here to do. I used to go to my grandparents' house. You know how your parents drop you off of your grandparents' house during the summertime, a date night. So my granddaddy would have me watching like Perry Mason and Matlock and stuff like that. So I was just intrigued. And then LA Law and Law and Order. I've seen like every episode, right? So it was just always a passion. So I went to, high school, did mock trial in high school. And then I went to undergrad at University of Georgia, law school at Georgia State. And here we are.
Okay. So I kind of shared with you a little bit before that I am an aspiring law student. I am going through this year's law application cycle. So just tell me a little bit about what your law school experience was like. Like, how was it, or was it even difficult navigating any challenges? And just being Black in law school, what was that like for you?
being one of 12 in my class, so it was like 300, I think 400 and something in my law school class, and it was 12 black and 7 girls, 5 boys. So I just linked up with my homegirl. I just found a friend real quick and we would study together. But it was going to law school, I took a year off. I was in my senior year at Georgia. I remember, getting ready for finals and closing that chapter, trying to apply for law school and study for the LSAT. It was just too much. I just had to break down. I was like, look, telling my mom and dad, I just want to take a break. I'm going back. That was never a question. I just needed to breathe. It's like I feel like I've been in school all my life. Yeah. So I took a year off, but I found an internship at a law firm just for that purpose, because that's the kind of program they had, people who were taking a gap year. So I took a year off. It was like 8 of us that worked there. We studied together for the LSAT, went to Georgia State the next year, and just it was always what I wanted to do. So it wasn't anything that bothered me about it. It is hard. You can't work your first year of law school. So I had to take out a loan. And so I'm just going to school full time, coming home. It's a lot of reading. I mean, it's like 300 pages a night. You're reading cases, briefing cases, and you have to be prepared the next day to be called on and just be able to explain the case. So it's a lot of pressure. But it was fun because it's what I wanted to do. So that's first year. Second year, you can get a job. I started working at a real estate firm, and then I stayed there until after I graduated. But, being in school, it was kind of tough that first year. Because I took a gap year, so I kind of got into the street a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you was outside, huh?
I got my friends. We going to the club Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I was working 2 jobs, so it was just all about that kind of lifestyle. So it kind of took me a minute to make the shift over a little bit. It was kind of hard. So I failed a class. That first year, I failed my research class. I had to take it over. So it was like a wake-up call to be like, look, you can either stay over here with your friends in the street and back in the street with them, or you can just focus and come on and do this thing. So I just got serious about it and, continued on. And it was really fun. Like, we had a good time. I didn't stay on campus because I went to Georgia State, right? It's in the middle of downtown. We didn't really have dorms like that. So I stayed in an apartment right across from the Civic Center. And then would travel, back and forth to school every day. So it was fun. I mean, I really enjoyed it.
Okay. So when you had those challenges, like, what was motivating you to, like, let me pull this together? What was that driving factor or that push behind you?
When you only wanted to do one thing, it's like you know that you have to get to the end of this to achieve it. So it never was a question of quitting. It's just try harder, like stay focused, because I was chasing a dream, literally chasing my dream. So it's all I ever wanted to do. So just like when it came time to study for the bar, I was serious about it. Like, if you don't pass the bar, you can't practice law, period. Right. So I didn't want to take it more than once because I just didn't want that stress. I was in the courtroom and started fighting and arguing. I'm ready to practice law. So I was like, let me just really focus. So Barbary and PMBR are some courses that you can purchase to help you practice for the bar. So I took those courses. You started literally the Monday after graduation. So the Monday after graduation, I set a voicemail on my phone that said, I'm studying for the bar, so leave a message and I'll call you back after 5. I literally cut my phone off from 9 to 5 every day, Monday through Friday. Was I engaged yet? I can't remember if we were engaged, but we were living together. And he would be at work during the daytime. And so that was not a distraction. I would go to Emory for prep classes from like 8 to noon. And then I would come home and just study the rest of the day. And I did that from May until I took the test in like the end of July. Like, it was serious. I was like, I'm not taking this again. But I had the family support. Like, my family was very supportive. All of my friends were very supportive. So during that time, they would be bringing me food, stopping by, checking on me. I remember the night I got ready to take the bar exam, I had a panic attack because they tell you in advance, don't take your materials to your because most people stay at a hotel close to the testing site in Atlanta. It's at the International Congress Center out off College Park. Was that out by the airport? So they were like, "Don't take your materials." So I was like, "Okay, whatever. I'm gonna take my materials and just look one last time before the test." And when I opened my book, I couldn't remember anything that I was looking at. I was like, "I don't know the answer to this. I don't know the answer to this." I was just panicking. Went into a panic attack. I'm crying. I was like, everybody's depending on me. I'm like the ticket out the ghetto. It was like all this pressure because my family's like, do good. We're all praying for you. My husband at the time, he had to call my dad and was like, look, I can't help her. She's crying, whatever. My dad got on the phone with me. He prayed with me. I was okay. The next day, I killed it. I was like, oh, I know that. I know that. I know that.
I know that you're right.
Passed the first time, and I've been practicing ever since November 2005.
Yay! Well, I know it's long overdue, but congratulations on that first time pass. Okay, because I hear it's not easy.
I'm playing.
You did that.
That was my plan. So it was just amazing to accomplish something. It was just like I got drafted.
Yeah.
I had the same emotions because this is the only dream I've ever had, and this is what's going to take me from the dream to reality. So I got the call. It was like October 31st, Halloween. We were moving into an apartment. My husband, my ex-husband and I, and I'm single, and we were moving to an apartment. So I didn't have my laptop set up to check it, or I couldn't get my mail because I had just moved there. So a girlfriend of mine that I connected with, she called to give me my results. And I was just, everybody was screaming and hollering. My mama was jumping up and down. She playing a party. She rented, it's like a club out by Stonecrest. She rented it out. We had a big party to celebrate. So it was just like a dream come true because it's all I ever wanted to do.
Yay, that's super exciting. So, I know that you've had this. This has been your dream. This is what you've always wanted to do. But was it always defense? Have you ever considered being on the other side of the room?
Never. So, I always wanted to do defense because, I'm watching like Matlock, Perry Mason, the cross examinations, catching the liar, finding the thief, but like getting to the truth. To me, it's always been about fairness and justice, even since I've been younger. So that's never been a desire to just prosecute because you work under a boss that is, it's not that they necessarily have a quota per se, but they have a mission. They're elected officials, and people are not going to continue to elect a DA that doesn't put people in jail when they commit crimes. That's just it. That's just how it works. So I would never want to be on that side because I feel like I help more people from the other side. So I can go in and fight that person that's just trying to, lock everybody up, and I can fight for you and argue for you to have diversion because while you did this horrible thing, guess what? Your life hasn't been horrible. This is just one mistake. I can find the reasons that we got here. I can try to look for all the mitigation to help and kind of save people from, from going to jail for a long time, stuff like that. So no. And I did consider at one point doing entertainment just because when I got in college, I was kind of intrigued, but it's just contracts and boring and negotiation. So put me back in the courtroom, and I love the defense side. So.
Yay. I love to hear that. So, I remember you saying that you started covering the YSL trial. The lead put you on. When we watched that trial, right, we saw a lot of let's just call it behaviors that we as Black people just were not we didn't appreciate. So just let me know, what does Black representation in the legal field mean to you?
Well, I feel like it's very important. I look at ASAP Rocky's trial, who were the only Black people in the courtroom, right? The defendant and the victim. So when you have that, it's a lot of times that things happen that are cultural that people outside of the race don't understand. And so it's my job to get them to understand that this is what we do. Prime example, I had a personal injury case that we just settled at the end of last year. And when we started out the case, we settled it for 4 times what it started out to offer. When we first started it out, the guy, my client, she's a tax preparer. So she, it's a busy season like December, January, February, right? And so the adjuster is not a Black person. And so he, or even a person of color. So his comment to me when I submitted lost wages that were starting like in the end of December, January, February, that were really high, and telling him this was like a busy season, he's like, how is December, January, February busy for a tax preparer? Because most people think it's the deadline in April. And I said, well, I'm not sure about your community. But my community, they filing the doggone tax returns with the last paycheck. So, you know what I'm saying? She's getting to work before the years, but see, that's the cultural differences. So it's even in criminal cases. I had a criminal case where, and it was on the news here in Atlanta, and it's a terrible story. So I really won't go to a lot into it, but it was involving an animal. And so, I don't know how you were raised, but I know back in the day, black people, we were tying our dogs up to the trees outside. Not saying that's right, Peter. Don't come after me. I'm just saying, like, we just kind of did animals differently than other races. So when it's cases involving that, sometimes other races are, you see how they keep doing, Vic? They still do. Okay. So they don't understand it. So it's very important for us to kind of bridge the gap. So I think that representation is very important. And we care about my client. Like when I'm representing someone that looks like me, I can see my brother, I can see my sister, I can see my cousin in you. So you're family to me. So not that I represent everybody like family. My mom, they used to say, girl, when I was a public defender, I was representing even those clients like family. They were like, they ain't even paid you. I was like, I don't care, but I care. So I have a bleeding heart. So it really matters. So I have been in court and I have seen things occur where you might have a white male attorney that doesn't really connect with their client, and they'll just leave them hanging or walk away and not be there. Like I love to see people like Brian Steele and Max and Doug that care beyond race, but it's not always like that. So we make up less than 2% of attorneys. So we're needed. So come on and hurry up, get out of law school. So you come on over here and help fit out. Maybe I can get you down to Atlanta.
No, I think that was great. So I mean, that kind of segues into my next question, just about just performing. Do you feel like there's any pressure for you to overperform while you were in a courtroom with being the minority or being around just in a predominantly white male field?
But yes. And that's been my whole life, because you already know how it is. You're already raised. You got to be 10 times better just to be able to get into the door. So that mentality has been inbred in me since I've been younger. So it's not anything different. When I come to court for a motion hearing, I'm coming to court prepared. I got my cases printed out. I got the parts I want the judge to pay attention to highlighted. I got copies for the state, copies for the, whoever the judge, this person. I'm prepared. I over prepare. I want to be the person in the room that knows the most about the case. That's how I can maneuver and get what I want or a better result for my client. You'll be surprised. Like I was just in court and I won't say where I'm at, not because I'm scared, but I still got clients, right? So I want to make sure they're good. But I was in court yesterday somewhere, and it's a case where it's a DUI case. It's a DUI, hit and run, and some other charges. The DUI should outright be dismissed. Okay, the hit and run should outright be dismissed. I'm trying to negotiate with the prosecutor, and he hasn't watched the videos. He hasn't read all the reports. He grabs the file real quick glance, gives me an offer, and I'm like, stop it. If you just watch the video, you will see what I'm saying, and we can resolve this the way it should be. So it's like just continuing to have to deal with that, but you have to be prepared, because I'm here to save my client from injustice. So yeah, I feel like I have to be. Girl, you'd be surprised how many times I'm in court and get questioned whether or not I'm the attorney. I'll come in, files in hand, suited and booted, and it's like, are you probation? I'm like, what? No. Do I have a badge on? Like, do I have a county kind of uniform on? Or it's like, are you the court reporter? If I'm dragging a bag in, like, no, I'm not. And it's like nothing is dismissive to those jobs, but it's like, I'm the attorney in the case. Show me my respect. But you have to keep proving, because people aren't used to seeing the Black girls come into the room being attorney. I've actually booked depositions where it's my case. I'm the lead attorney. I've booked everyone to be there. And I've come in the room behind my partner who's a male, and are you the court reporter? And I'm like, damn, it's my case.
Put the respect on my name.
Exactly. So yeah, got to be 10 times. But that's how we were raised. So
yeah,
it's nothing new.
Okay, so I want to know a little bit about your transition from inside of the courtroom into social media. I know you led us here with the lead attorney, but just kind of tell me about how you are balancing that and what you are doing on your platform.
Girl, that's the part. It's been hard because I was not ready. I had been wanting to do a YouTube channel for a year before it occurred, and I kind of was just in Lee's chat on YouTube, visiting different people's channels, just kind of building a community. And so the moment that he kind of kicked me out there, I just recognized that God was moving. And he's like, okay, look, this is your time. So let's take it and go. You can either be scared and still just get 3,200 followers and sit there and look at them, or you can just come on, let's go. So even in all of that nervousness and being afraid, I had nothing that night. I had not opened a StreamYard account. I didn't have anything. I just knew how it worked. I already had my YouTube page because I had my firm video on there, but that was it. And so Lee was so helpful. I emailed him. He said, FaceTime me. He walked me through setting up everything. Luckily, I had already put content on the page a year prior, so I didn't have any roadblocks. Like I didn't have any waiting time. Mm-hmm. And China was so gracious. I text her. She agreed. It happened and it blew up. Then I had an interview with Keith Adams, who represented Young Thug, and the Young Thug calls in. I was like, what? And I fanned out. I was like, oh my God. I was like, okay, compose. And then I went back to asking questions, but it's been amazing. It's like every day is like something different. So I woke up from that. It's like the interview was on Jasmine Brand, every social media site. It was just amazing. So the family that's welcomed me in from day one, they have been amazing. Like I clearly went live in my office with no lighting, no mic, no nothing. Everybody was like, we love you. I'm like, oh my God. It's just been unbelievable. And it has been hard to balance, just because I went live and I'm like, I got a full caseload for the next 2 weeks. Like I would have loved to ride the wave after the Young Thug called in, but I couldn't even get back on because I got cases, I got court cases, I got, people I'm obligated to help and commit to. So it's been a juggle, but now that I have my home studio, it's much easier because it's nothing to come downstairs and hit the light. I was having to go to the office and to go live, so I can come live more often. So this is the third time this week.
Okay.
I haven't set out like a set schedule. I still kind of, want to always make sure that when I'm on, I'm providing value. So if I, really don't have anything to add to a situation or just can't really find that angle, I'll just wait until I can. Like I'm not just gonna go live just to go live. So I want people to know that anytime you come to my channel and I'm live, hopefully you leave learning something and having fun. So
yeah. Okay. So for somebody who's never watched anything on your channel, right? What can they expect from the Fit Lawyer ATL live stream or video?
Okay, so we're going to get into whatever the topic is legal wise. I'll break it down in a way that you can explain, you can understand it. We'll have some fun, laugh, I make some jokes, It's just we're gonna have us a good time. You're gonna leave learning something. I have a series that Here Comes Drama. I haven't forgotten. The show is coming, but it's Shut the F Up and Take the Ride. Yes. Yes. So I did the first one on New Year's Eve. And so I'm gonna do another one. I hate to like say the exact day, but it's gonna be really soon. But just as a way to educate people when you get pulled over, what to do, so you can avoid needing me, right? Like I don't want you to need me. I really want to be able to help you avoid needing me and staying out of the system, because you can see, look what you got. You're in the system, you get arrested, you get found not guilty of everything they arrested you for, and now you're still in for something that occurred in that time period that they can control the resolution of, and they're holding you. And so it's like you just don't even ever want to get in the system. That's why I tell people, like, the best way to do is just stay out of it. So that's what I'm doing, just educating, having fun, and hoping I can just save more people than one client at a time.
All right. So let everybody know right now, we're going to do a shameless plug. Go ahead and let everybody know where to follow you at, in case they aren't already.
Yeah, so on YouTube, go to the Fit Lawyer ATL, all one word. If social media, if you type that in on everything, it'll pull me up. So the Fit Lawyer ATL, all social media, although I'm only really on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube.
All right. So just talking about Yak, like we said earlier, there was just a lot with the YSL trial, and in particular, we watched the situation unfold with M Tunk, and we all had our feelings about it. What, and now you're representing him, from what we hear. So what about his story captivated you in order to make that move to work with him, or what drew you to him?
Well, I watched a lot of the trial, more so like for the emotions and the legal argument until the witnesses got exciting, right? So then I was tuned in every day. And seeing Antonio testify was hard to watch sometimes. Like, he had to tell Miss Love, don't talk to me like a child. Like, they just really, they didn't prep any of their witnesses because they weren't cooperating witnesses, because they were being forced to testify. So you could tell that the whole time. So it's like you're trying to trip somebody up that is on testifying for you, that you haven't taken the time to prepare. So you could just tell it was all about the games. And then to see 2 weeks after he testified, boom, they filed a motion to revoke probation. I'm like, well, that's wrong. And then before you even know how his testimony swayed, like how it affected anything, if you feel like it affected your case, like before you know anything, you're mad because you feel like he didn't say exactly what you wanted him to say. So boom, I'm gonna snatch you up. So then you filed this motion for the hearing, and then at the hearing, it just was not. I didn't feel like we didn't hear anything about him. We didn't know what he was doing at the time. We didn't know anything about his family. Like, we started to hear things once he was getting taken away in handcuffs, but it was like no presentation. Like, I thought people were going to testify from his family and kind of show support, show what he had been doing in the community. It almost felt like he had just committed a crime and was getting locked up and sentenced for that, when that's not what occurred. Mm-hmm. And so it was disheartening to see just the lack of presentation about him, because I didn't see anything about him at the hearing. And so my heart broke. I have a bleeding heart anyway, so I really was like, oh my goodness. So the whole time I'm talking to Mr. Adams, I'm talking to people, and it's like, how could I help? Or I wish I could do something, because I really didn't see, just from looking at it outside looking in, a way to help, right? Outside of like, maybe we can ask Judge Whitaker to reconsider. But then I believe, I don't know if Catnot Williams told James that I was interested, or how that happened, but I know they know each other. So I get an email one day from James saying, hey, I heard you were interested in helping out Antonio Sledge. I got a lot of information I'd love to share with you, or, would you want to talk? And I'm like, sure. I'm like, God, okay, you heard me.
So just in case people don't know who James is, he goes by, what is it, the Happily Angry
Esquire on Twitter. So and then I didn't know who he was, right? So I don't know that he's this person on Twitter at this time. I just get an email from some random person saying this. So I'm like, well, what do you have, right? So we set up a Zoom. He sent me an email of everything he had, and after one conversation, I was in, because I saw a way to help. So but of course, Antonio has to make the decision if he wants to have attorneys. So we set up a Zoom with him so we can meet him, and I could say who I am, and he could decide. But he had already done his investigations. So he already did his research. So it was a great meeting. Like I said, he has a great spirit, great just attitude about everything, smiling. So I just really pray and hope that we're able to help. So I can't really go into any details about any, the particulars, but I just say that the system has failed him prior to this case. So like, I was just say, for a long time, the system has failed him in numerous ways. And so I just hope that, I just hope we can help in some way.
Absolutely. And we are all rooting for you. We are all rooting for M Tunk. Everybody drop a free yak for M Tunk in the comments. Okay, yeah. Y'all know how Fulton County get down a little bit. So of course, none of the strategy can be exposed, but our girl is on the case. Okay.
Yes, free yak. Like, because they could give him a bond easily. That could be a consented situation. So I'm hoping he gets a bond. Yak gets a bond and gets out soon. It's just, shout out Free Quay, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, all of them. Like, I just hope everybody comes up for their parole, gets out, and just move beyond this, because everything in the indictment was old, right?
Yeah.
And people have rehabilitated themselves, moved on to different things. And that's what our system is about anyway, right? It's about punishing people for things, hoping they turn a new leaf so they can be rehabilitated and back into society. So when you allow 10 years to pass between time, take that back. When I've already pled guilty and
Okay.
taken responsibility for these things, now you want to put them under a RICO and bring me back? It's just, I don't understand. And
Yeah.
so it just really, I don't know what it was trying to show. I don't, because it didn't give the appearance of, oh, I snatched some people who were freshly committing crimes in my street off the street to put them in jail so we could stop the crime that's happening today. It didn't give that. It brought back some shit from 94 on the RICO. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it just didn't feel good at all. So, but before the trial started, I was a person that said if they can prove everything they're saying at these bond hearings, Thug is never coming home. Because they were making arguments at the hearings as if it was a slam dunk. And I mean, I had people calling me from all over. I'm like, y'all, I don't know. These bond hearings and these motion hearings not looking good. But then when the evidence started coming out, it's like, and this is
Where we
why
go?
you discover. And if they can't prove the case, you go to trial.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know how much you can comment on or not, but I will say I did kind of feel like the decision was kind of made prematurely. I do think that Judge Whitaker did the best that she could throughout the trial, but when it came to M Tunk, I feel like it was just it went way too fast. And I honestly felt like she shifted her perspective of the case while watching it unfold as well. So again, my heart and my prayers are with M Tunk and Yak and everybody else that was impacted. But we are rooting for you, girl, because we know you're gonna bring it home for us.
Well, I really thought, I agree with you. Her heart did shift, and I thought that at the end, that she might come back and revise the order, which she can always do, but it hasn't happened. So maybe we can, we'll see.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we're waiting on it. We're waiting on it.
Okay.
No worries, no worries. So I'm gonna shift back a little bit because I do want to ask this question because I saw somebody in the chat say something about it. So Finn say she's single. She said she's single, but she said she's busy too. So how are you? I know we talked about managing just regular work and social media because those are two jobs.
Right.
When is the fun coming? Like, are you having any kind of fun?
I mean, I have fun. As far as dating or something, whatever, Lori's gonna have to just drop him right here. He gonna have to like you know that movie Jump in the Broom when she hit him in the car?
Yes. In the street.
Like that. Eventually, like that's what I'm really working towards now is bringing another attorney into the firm. Sending in the resumes if you're in Atlanta, so that I can kind of get some more work-life balance. So we're working on that this year. So maybe I don't know. Maybe it's gonna be a hot girl summer. We'll see.
Ooh, okay. The hotties may be out, y'all. And so you said that you also said that you party a little bit. And you also know, like I told you, that I'm also, anticipating going to law school. So if you could give just a pinch of advice to anyone who's aspiring to enter the legal field, what would that be?
Be serious as far as your education, like in college and all that kind of stuff. Just stay serious and focus on the track. That's what I tell some of my clients sometimes too. Like, stay focused and get to the goal, so then you can have fun and play once you reach the goal. You don't want to be 40 having to start back over, or 50 starting back over because you played around in the 20s and whatever. So stay focused. When it comes to going to a law school and choosing a law school, I would say choose one. My advice is always to go where you want to practice, because that's what the law you're going to learn when it comes to whatever is state-based or whatever while you're in school. And then your internships and stuff may be in the city, so you're going to make a connection and a family there. So I say go to school where you want to practice. State school, look at the bar passing rate of the school when you're choosing. State schools are way more affordable than private schools. I went to University of Georgia for undergrad, and then Georgia State Law School, which are public. And our bar passing rate at Georgia State, we battled with UGA, so neck and neck with Emory. But Emory, I think now is like $72,000 a year for tuition only. That's a lot. Imagine owing $300,000 just on law school. So I say choose public, but look at your stats. Choose a good school. When it comes to the LSAT, I say when it comes to anything, the LSAT and the bar, get study courses if you can afford them, or study materials. Like really take it serious because you're investing in a lifelong dream or a goal. So just take each step serious, but have fun. Like when I got into school, we still had fun. I mean, we studied a lot. I took it serious, but we still had fun. We still went to parties. But I mean, you have to be just focused. Just stay focused.
Yeah, yeah. And just reiterating, because I know a lot of people just joined late in the game. Law was your dream. It was the thing that you wanted to do. We just gonna call it from inception. All right, a spade. Because when you're four in the fourth grade, I can't remember exactly which one it was, and you said I want to be a lawyer, and you turned out to be that lawyer. I mean, you had that in you since birth. What legacy do you hope to leave in the legal field and beyond?
One where I basically standing in the gap for people, because I really feel like I have favor in this process and what I'm doing. And so I just really hope that I leave a legacy that I really cared, we fought hard to help people and in their case and beyond. So in our office, it's not just like, okay, did you take the plea? Is your case over with? All right, bye. It's like, what else do you need? Do you need housing? Do you need a job? I'm like, my assistant, Sharika's my sister-in-law. She's amazing and she can track down anything. I'm like, can you help this person find housing? Can you connect them with they're calling, they need some disability, they need something, just so we can make it to where you don't need us again. Like, I love it when my clients come through, we have a good time, case is over with, and I don't talk to them again. I see them out somewhere, they're like, hey, and I'm like, I know you're doing good because you ain't calling me. So like, if you don't need me, that means that we left you in a great place, that you were able to go move beyond this and never have to come back. So I hope that's what people remember.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. I love that. We're going to jump to the comments real quick just to grab a couple questions from our viewers. They ask, how do you maintain your mental health?
Oh, okay. Well, that's where the fit part comes in. So right now it's just about working out and stuff. Before 2020, I wasn't really taking care of myself. It was just all about work, all about focus. It probably had kind of been my entire life. So I had gotten up to 375 pounds. And so during COVID 2020, I lost 150 pounds. I'm still working on this last 50 so I can go on and get down to my Serena weight. Well, no, old school Serena.
Okay. Old school. Okay.
Okay. And so staying in that arena, so staying working out. So I work out every morning. I try to work out every morning. I think I'm at like day 31. I'm going to the gym actually tonight because I didn't get it in this morning. But working out, staying active. I have a gym crew from my trainer, and like we started doing 5Ks. So we do like a 5K a month. We do the Peachtree for the last 2 years. So doing those kind of things. I'm a huge Falcon fan. So I have season tickets to the Falcons. So nice. I do those type of things. I have certain consistent routines so I can just keep my sanity. And having great friends and family around you. So I don't, I give all to my job. I'm not necessarily having to come home and give all to my family. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I don't have drama and triflingness. Yeah. I can just come home, be tough, have fun, that kind of thing. So yeah.
That's what's up. I love that because I'm like that too, baby. You know, drama hurt. Life already hard. I can't be coming home and you giving me a headache. You got to go.
Man, yeah, I don't have those issues. We good. We just peaceful. We get together. We go out to dinner for everybody's birthdays. Like family's good. We get along. It's all good.
Thank you. Thank you for that answer. Jen asked, do you think M Tunk has a chance to get his sentence overturned, or can you say that? I know you kind of touched on it again, just in case somebody came at the end. Yeah. What's your one-liner for the people?
If justice matters, yes. I'll leave it at
that. Yes, Jen, did you hear that? The yes was on the end out. It was on the end out. Did you hear it? Thank you for gifting memberships. We appreciate you here over on the table on the show.
And I see all the hearts and stuff. So yes.
Do you do family law as well or just criminal?
So I did family for 10 years. And I won't do it again.
No, I want to do family. So you got to tell me why.
If it's your passion and desire to help families navigate the system when they go through divorce and hard times, go ahead. I got too frustrated. They don't listen. It's so much emotion. It's drama. Like and it got to the point where sometimes clients don't even realize that their drama is affecting the child.
Right.
And so it's like they just want to be right, and it's just all of it. It just wasn't good for my spirit. I was like, I want to find love, not keep divorcing people, tearing up households. You know what I'm saying? Helping people fight over shit. It wasn't my vibe. No, the evidence always changed. It's like nobody else really cares. Like the guardian ad litems in the system are appointed to represent the child. My experience was just people kind of show up right before court. Is whoever is the best parent that weekend gets the best report. You know, it's not like a real investigation. They're not really caring and tracking. They got too many cases. I just didn't really feel like the system was fair and working right. So I was like, you know what, y'all got it.
And that is exactly why I want to go into family law. I don't feel like there are enough people that look like me that are doing the work for the kids that look like me. And our children always end up in the worst situations because somebody did not do their part. So that is what I plan to do when I get out here in these legal streets.
Hey,
I'm going to be somebody title. I'm going to be somebody's attorney. And we're going to make sure that this child's going to get the best results ever, because it ain't going to be just no one phone call in the video of your house. I'm going to be showing up, turning the water on.
yeah,
let me see the toilet, lift the seat.
Because it's not that. And so it's just frustrating to see that, and judges know that the system is not like that. So they will really push you to kind of work it out. They don't want to make the decision. They're like, don't give me somebody who's going to hear from you for an hour and a half, make the decision on your family and your life and your kids. Come on, people, work it out. But sometimes people just get so stuck in their egos and stuff. So yes, shout out K Smith. Okay, yep. I recommend from the chats on my channel.
Okay. I don't think I see any other. Okay, one more question. We're gonna grab this when do you get personally attached to your clients at
times? All the time. Not in like a way of inappropriateness, but like caring. Yes, like I care. I had a client right now. He was 18 at the time. It was a case out of Fayette County. Oh my goodness. He is doing 20 years. And I fought and did everything I could do. I mean, I even talked to a Supreme Court judge about this case, okay? Like I was trying to really find every which way to help him. And we had a pretrial hearing in the back with the judge. And I presented all of my mitigation and everything, and the state presents their side and why they feel like they want what they want. And the judge he basically told me, you better take that or because I'm gonna do worse. Mm-hmm. Tears just fell, and I couldn't hear anything else. And I'm like, okay, give me a second. Give me a second. I had to compose myself before I went back in court because I'm like, oh my God. Because yes, I do. Every case. They all my children. Yeah. That's a joke in my office. They like, your child on the phone. Like they all I care. From the minute you call me, like you don't even have to hire me for me to care. So if you call me, you got a case, I'm gonna just give you as much education as I can, just so that in the middle of you finding another attorney or whatever, you're okay. So yeah, all the time.
All right, so we're gonna wrap up our Q&A session, but I just want to thank you for stopping by the Taylor Umbridge channel and blessing us with your presence, because yes.
Thank you for having me, girl. I was so honored when I got the email. I'm like, you want to interview me? Okay. Then I was all nervous and stuff because I'm usually the one asking the questions. So
no, I'm thrilled that you're here. Like I'm still like under the table, like shaking, because I'm such a fan, and I admire the work that you are doing. I love your social media journey, and even though you don't see me, I be in the bushes because I be like, I don't want to just pop up and be somebody's stalker, but I'm gonna let my presence be known now that we.
Yes, girl, yes, I'm coming your channel. You gotta hide in the bushes. Like we leave the haters in the bushes, okay? The haters in the bushes.
Got it. I ain't no hater. I'm gonna try to put you on I'm gonna try to get on before I hate on you. But thank you so much again for rocking out with us today.
Oh,
And thank
forever. Shout out, sis. I met her today, so shout out to her. Y'all, and it's this YouTube thing. I have been out a couple times and got recognized like already. It's been 90 days. I'm at my favorite restaurant and somebody across the bar, the waiter turns around and it's like, "Are you the Fit Lawyer ATL from YouTube?" I was like, "Yeah." Like, yes. This guy like, hey. I was like, "Is this somebody taking care of this?" So it's really fun. Everybody has just been so gracious. So it's just a lot of fun. So I hope it stays that way.
Absolutely. Like, the YouTube streets is a lot different than just the other platforms in general. I'm just gonna go out here and get your
And see, I haven't been on anything else, so
it's different out here. I'm just gonna, everybody ain't nice. Everybody ain't nice out here.
No, they're not.
And so when I got over here, like I wasn't expecting the community at all. Like it was a shell shock to me. Kat Williams, I'm gonna shout out Kat because Kat was one of the first YouTube creators that really just showed me any type of love and had her people like come and raid my streams because I stream trials.
Okay.
Every day. So we'll be looking at like some of the popular things, but we also follow the unpopular things. I work from home, so we all kind of just sit with each other, chill in the comments, do whatever it's gonna do, and we're gonna do what we do on our own together anyway. I mean, we're doing it together what we would be doing on our own anyway. So that's the type of community that I've built. So anybody that's over here, we call ourselves the Taylor Gang, and that's what we do. So Kat, she reached out, she kind of put me on too. I ain't gonna hold you. I got a lot of little followers from Kat Williams. But it was just different. It was a lot different than TikTok. I love my TikTok fam. Don't get me wrong. I love y'all big time. But the way that I'm gonna say the way I came up on YouTube is completely different than TikTok for sure.
Okay. Well, that's good. Yeah, Kat Williams, she's the best. She shares my stuff on Twitter. She gives me shouts out on Twitter. She put out the news about Antonio, and I was like, I was like, oh, she knows me. I was like, Kat knows who I am. Okay, cool. Yeah, she's shows so much support. She's a member on the channel. She's just amazing. So
yes, Kat is that deal, y'all. So everybody, shout out to Kat Williams. Make sure y'all following her. I'm pretty sure y'all are, because I'll be seeing y'all in these comments. But thank you again. I won't hold you any longer. We appreciate you. We appreciate you, and we thank you so much for coming by and talking with us. And we hope to see you soon.
Yes, I'll be coming by, and I will not be hiding in the bushes. Maybe I can get you on my channel. We can talk about something. We'll work it out.
Absolutely, I'm down. Just let me know. Let my people know.
Thank you, sis.
Thank you, y'all. Have a good night.
Have a good night.